Imagine you've saved for years, finally booked that dream trip to Bali, ready to sip coconuts and post infinity pool selfies. And then, bam! A massive flood turns your resort into a water park, and not the fun kind. Bali's September 2025 flood wasn't just bad news for tourists. It's a wake-up call for investors, governments, and anyone who thinks climate finance is just a boring buzzword. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's literally about saving paradise. Welcome to Money and Planet, the channel where your money meets sustainability, sometimes with awkward dance moves. Today, we're diving, pun intended, into how the big Bali flood of 2025 shows why green and blue finance aren't optional. They're essential. Stick around, because by the end, you'll know how floods, fish, and financing are weirdly connected, and why your investment portfolio might need a life jacket. Grab your snorkel. This is going to be fun. Here's the deal. The September 2025 flood in Bali wiped out roads, destroyed thousands of homes, and caused billions in damages. For locals, it was devastating. For investors, it was a reminder that climate disasters are basically inflation with a water gun. Everything costs more, everything gets delayed, and everyone is wet. Climate finance exists to prepare, adapt, and rebuild before disasters drown both people and profits. Tourism is Bali's economic backbone, but when your main attraction is underwater, that backbone breaks. Hotel cancellations skyrocketed, airlines lost money, and local businesses saw their incomes evaporate. Here's the twist. Investing in resilient infrastructure, like flood-proof hotels, better drainage, and renewable energy, doesn't just save the island. It also protects the cash flow of every business tied to tourism. That's why climate finance isn't charity, it's business sense. When people hear green finance, they picture yoga retreats and people hugging trees. Cute, but wrong. Green finance means channeling investments into projects that reduce emissions, build renewable energy, or protect ecosystems. In Bali, that could mean restoring mangroves that naturally protect coastlines, or financing solar microgrids so power doesn't go down every time it rains. Think of it like this. Mangroves are basically Mother Nature's free flood insurance. Blue finance is like green finance, but for water and oceans. In Bali's case, that means investing in coral reef restoration, sustainable fisheries, and coastal protection. Floods don't just damage land, they wreck coral reefs, which are critical for tourism, fish stocks, and storm protection. So, when investors put money into blue bonds, they're not just helping fish, they're literally protecting beachfront bars, hotels, and your precious vacation selfies. Here's where it gets spicy. Parametric insurance, funded by climate finance, pays out instantly when disasters like floods hit. No paperwork, no 6-month wait, just cash when you need it most. In Bali, this means communities can rebuild faster, businesses can reopen quicker, and tourists can return sooner. Translation: less crying, more surfing. For investors, it means stable returns even when Mother Nature is throwing tantrums. If you think a flood in Bali only matters to Bali, think again. Insurance companies, banks, and supply chains around the world take a hit when disasters strike. Coffee prices spike, airlines reroute, and yes, even your avocado toast could get more expensive. Climate finance creates buffers against these ripple effects. It's not about being nice to Bali, it's about keeping your brunch affordable. The real power of climate finance is connecting big money from global investors with small, community-led projects. In Bali, that might mean financing local farmers to shift to flood-resilient crops or funding community-driven flood warning systems. Without outside investment, these ideas stay small. With the right finance, they scale. And when locals win, so does everyone else. Markets love predictability. Floods, not so much. Every time there's a disaster, uncertainty spikes, investors panic, and portfolios shiver. Climate finance reduces that uncertainty by building resilience up front. It's like investing in a really good umbrella. You might not need it every day, but when the storm hits, you'll be glad it's there. Bali is just one island, but it's a snapshot of what's happening everywhere. From Miami to Manila, from Venice to Jakarta. Rising seas and extreme weather aren't vacation problems, they're investment problems. And the Bali flood is proof that the sooner we pour money into resilience, the fewer TikToks we'll see of people kayaking through shopping malls. So here's my question for you. If you had $1 million to invest, would you put it into rebuilding Bali's infrastructure, restoring its coral reefs, or creating insurance systems that pay out during the next flood? Drop your answer in the comments. I'm curious where you'd put your money. And write money into comments below if you don't have any money. We might make some videos to address that too. The Bali Flood of September 2025 wasn't just a natural disaster. It was a financial wake-up call. Climate finance, both green and blue, can protect livelihoods, stabilize markets, and maybe even save your holiday plans. From mangroves to insurance payouts, the tools are there. The only question is, will investors use them? If you want your money working for both profits and the planet, hit that like button, subscribe to Money and Planet, and share this video, because resilience is contagious.